Hi everyone. Hope you all are good. We are here for grade 5 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. Log in there using your email address and password provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 5 math and then click on view all lessons. Here you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter multiply fractions. The lessons we're going to cover today are multiply unit fractions by whole numbers using number lines, multiply unit fractions by whole numbers using models, multiply two fractions using models, fill in the missing factor, multiply unit fractions and whole numbers sorting. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. Let's just start with the first lesson, that is multiply unit fractions by whole numbers using number line. The model shows the product of 1 by 4 and 1 by 5 and 4. So 1 by 5 times 4, just look at this number line. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 equals 4 by 5. That is 4 by 5. So let's just start with the test questions. The model shows the product of 1 by 2 and 3. One, 2, 3. So we started at 0 and we end up at 2 by 3 by 2. 1 by 2 and 3 is the product of 1 by 2 and 3 is 3 by 2. Option number 2 is the correct option, that is 3 by. The model shows the product of 4 and 1 by 2. So complete the multiplication sentence that match the model. That is 4 by 2. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is 4 by 2. The model shows the product of 1 by 4 and 2. So complete the multiplication sentence that match the model. So which is the correct option? That is 2 by 4. Option number 1 is the correct option. The model shows the product of 1 by 2 and 5. Complete the multiplication sentence that match the model. That is 5 by 2. Option number 1 is the correct option. The model shows the product of 9 and 1 by 4. Complete the multiplication sentence that match the model. Nine times 1 by 4 is 9 by 4. Option number 1 is the correct option. The model shows the product of 7 and 1 by 2. That is 7 over 2. Option number 1 is the correct option. The model shows the product of 8 and 1 by 4. Complete the multiplication sentence that match the model. That is 8 over 4. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is multiply unit fractions by whole number using models. Which model represent the product 3 times 1 by 7? So times 1 by 7 is 3 by 7, right? We are given with 2, 1, 2, 3. They are odd. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that is 7, 7 and 1. 22, 28. And look at the second one. We have 3 of the lines are colored out of 7. So option number 2 is the correct option. The second one represents 3 by 7. Let's just start with the test questions. Which model represents 2 times 1 by 3? So 2 times by 3 is 2 over 3. So the first one represents 1 out of 3 and the first one is 1 by 3 plus 1 by 3 that equals 2 over 3. So option number 2 is the correct option. The first option is 2 by 3. Which model represents the product 3 times 1 by 5? 3 times 1 by 5 is 3 by 5. Option number 1 is the correct option. The first model represents 3 by 5. Which model represents 2 times 1 by 7? Two times 1 by 7 is 2 by 7. So option number 1 is the correct option. That is option number 1 is the correct option. Which model represents the product 4 times 1 by 3? So 4 times 1 by 3 is over 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Option number 2 is the correct option. Four times 1 by 3 is 4 by 3. Option number 2 is the correct option. Which model represents the product 4 times 1 by 7? 4 times 1 by 7 is 4 by 7. Option number 1 is the correct option. Which model represents the product 2 times 1 by 4? 2 times 1 by 4 is 2 by 4. Option number 2 is the correct option. That represents Option number two is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is multiply two fractions using model. Fill in the missing factor. So let's just start with the lesson. Jane and Pamela each made a bowl of punch. Pamela used 8 times as much lemonade as Jane did. If Jane used 1/3 of a cup of lemonade, how many cups of lemonade did Pamela use? So we have to do 8 times 1 by 3. So 8 times 1 by 3 is 8 over 3. So we can divide 8 by 3, so that is 2 whole 2 by 3. Okay, let's just start with the test questions. Mike's lemon cookie recipe called for 4 by 5 of a cup of sugar. How much sugar would Mike use to make 5 batches? So we have to do 5 times 5. 4 by 5 times 5. So 5 and 5 cancel out. We are left with 4 is. So for 5 batches of cookie, he can use 4 cups of sugar. The correct option is 4. Option number 2 is the correct option. A cookie factor puts 2 by 5 of a barrel of flour into each batch of cookies. How much flour will the factory use for 8 batches? So you have to do 2 by 5 times 8. So 8 times 2 is 16, 16 by 5 it. Let's just divide 16 by 5. 5 times 3 is 16 minus 15 is 1. That is 3 whole 1 by 5. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is 3 whole 1 by 5. Jackie made strawberry jam and raspberry jam. She made enough strawberry jam to fill 10 jars. If she made one if she made half as much raspberry jam as strawberry jam, How many jars will the raspberry jam fill? 1 by 2 times 10. So 10 times 1 is 10 and 10 over 2. So 10 divided by 2 is 5. The correct option is 5. Option number 2 is the correct option. Colton uses half of a cup of vinegar in his salad dressing recipe. How much vinegar would Colton use to make two recipes? So, which is the correct option? That is 1. Option number 2 is the correct option. Leslie is making calzones to sell at her restaurant. She starts with 8 cans of tomato sauce and then uses half of the cans for the first batch of calzones. How many cans of tomato sauce does Leslie use for the first batch of calzones? So 1 by 2 times 8 is 4. It is option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. And the next lesson is multiply unit fractions and whole numbers sorting. 'Is each product less than 1 equal to 1 or greater than 1? 3 times 1 by 3. So 3 times 1 by 3, 3 and 3. 3 times 1 by 3 with 1, so that means that is equal to 1. 3 times 1 by 3 is equal to 1. Okay, the second one is 1 times 1. So 1 times 1 by 3 is 1 by 3. 1 by 3 is less than 1. 1 by 2 times 4. 2 times 1 is 2 and 2 times 2 is 4. So 2 is greater than 1. So 1 by 2 times 4 is greater than 1. So okay, let's just start with the test questions. Is each product less than 1, equal to 1 or greater than 1? Times. That's the one we just did on the tutorial, right? 1 times 1 by 3 is less than 1, is equal to 1. 4 times 1 by 2 is greater than 1. So that is 3. 1 times 1 by 3, 3 times 1 by 3, and 1 by 2 times 4. Option number 1 is the correct option. In each product less than 1, equal to 1 or greater than 1. 3 times 1 by 4, 2 times 1 by 4, and 1 times 1 by 2. 1 times 1 by 2 is less than 1. 2 times 1 by 4 is greater than 1. 1 by 4 is greater than 1. 3 times 1 by 4 is less than 1. 2 times 1 by less than 1. And 1 times 1 by 4 is also less than 1. So all in the first box. Option number 2 is the correct option. Is each product less than 1, equal to 1 or greater than 1? So 5 times 1 by 2 is greater than 1. 1 by 3 times 2 is 2 times 1 by 3 is less than 1. And 5 times 1 by 4 is also greater than 1. When numerator is greater than denominator, then for sure that is greater than 1. So the first and third one in the third box, option number 2 is the correct option. Is each product less than 1, equal to 1 or greater than 1? Four times 1 by 4 is equal to 1. 3 times 1 by 3 is equal to 1 and 1 by 4 times 5 is greater than 1. Option number 2 is the correct option. First two in second box and third in the third box. Is each product less than 1, equal to 1 or greater than 1? So 4 times 1 by 3 is greater than 1. Wait, 4 times 1 by 3 is 3 by 1 by 4 times 3 is less than 1 and 4 times equal to 1. So option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we were working on grade 5 math. Chapter we were working on is multiply fractions. Since we have covered today are multiply unit fractions by whole numbers using number line, multiply unit fractions by whole numbers using model, multiply two fraction models, fill in the missing factor, multiply unit fractions and whole numbers sorting. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is your homework until next session. So if you need more help, any of the lesson, click on the live chat button. Tutors are available there to help you. And either you can write them down in the chat box. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. So, any questions you can please ask if you have any. No questions. Your